Mm. Alright, we on. Slacking.
Alright, Shalom Israel. Back with another GMS on the go. I'm Brother Nakam,
Brother Isaiah.
and this is the Raleigh, North Carolina camp. Before we go any further, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Waha, Rakar, Kodash. Next up, double honors to the apostles and others of Great Millstone, teaching us this 1,000,000% truth for the Bible. And a double shalom to all the sincere outcomes throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth and righteousness and sincerity to the best of your abilities. And we're gonna get into a lesson on trust, because you so-called blacks, Latino, and Americans, you're supposed to be putting your trust in your Habashi Mashai and nothing else. So without further ado, the first scripture we're gonna pull is Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5.
This is a book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 5, and it reads, "Trust in the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, with all thine heart."
Right. So you so-called blacks, Latino, and Americans, you're supposed to be trusting your Habashi Mashai with all your heart. And heart goes back to the Hebrew word la, which means your mind. So you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are supposed to be trusting your Yahweh Shema Shah with all your mind. Because that's your mind is where you have all your thoughts at. Your mind is where you think. You can't think with your heart. You don't have any thoughts in your heart, because your heart is just a muscle. It just pumps blood. So once again, you think with your mind. That's where you have your thoughts at. So you so-called blacks, Latino Americans, you're supposed to be trusting Yahweh Shema Shah with all your mind. We don't about
Can I say something? Yeah, you gotta be fully persuaded that Yahweh Shema Shai is gonna protect you and have your back in all things, all aspects of life. Stuck you. This is back in Proverbs 3 and 5. "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding."
Right, and you so-called blacks, Latino, and Americans, who are the real biblical Hebrew Israelites, don't lean onto your understanding. Don't lean onto what you think is right. Because when you lean onto what you think is right, you're going to go all the way off. And then you're going to start to then you're going to become bugged out. So you don't lean onto what you think is right. That's why you're supposed to put your trust in your Habashi Mashai. Put your trust in your Habashi Mashai, the one who gave you that mind to have these thoughts in the first place. Next scripture I'm going to get is Proverbs 28 and 26.
Alright, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 28, verse 26. "He that trusteth in his own heart is a fool."
Right. 2/3 so-called blacks, Latino, and Americans, because you trust in your own heart, you're a fool. Because did not Proverbs 3 and 5 say, trust in the Lord and don't lean onto your understanding? So because 2/3 so-called blacks, Latino, and Americans trust in your own mind, because heart goes back to the Hebrew word la, which means your mind. Once again, you're a fool. And why are you a fool? Because you trust in your own heart. You trust in what you think is right. You trust in your money. You trust in your car. You trust in your clothes. You trust in your women. You trust in your job. You even trust in Esau, the so-called white man. You trust in everything under the sun, but you don't trust in that one person. Once again, who gave you the mind to have these thoughts in the first place. You don't trust in that person who created you. You trust in everything under the sun, but Yahweh Shema Shai. So 2/3 so-called blacks, Latino, and Americans, you're fools because you trust in your own mind, because you lean onto your own understanding of what you think is right.
This is back in Proverbs 28 and 26. "He that trusteth in his own heart is a fool, but whoso walketh wisely shall be delivered."
Right, and whoso walketh wisely shall be delivered. Who's going to walk wisely? The hopeful elect. Lord's will will be some men, starting with the apostle and elder Great Millstone to the men on down. Because we're going to walk wisely. Because we know we know not to lean onto our own understanding. We know not to trust in our own heart. Which is our mind. Because like the scripture said, if you trust in your own heart, you're a fool. So we know not to do that.
Right.
We go out these scriptures because we're trying to be delivered.
I got a precept for you.
Okay.
The scriptures say only a fool trusts a man. But this is the book of Psalms, chapter 115, verse 9, and it reads, "O Israel, trust thou in the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai. He is their help and their shield."
Right, oh Israel. Israel consists of you so-called blacks, Latino, and Americans. You are once again you are the real biblical Hebrew Israelites. Bible, because I'll read that from the top one more time.
No problem. This is Psalms 115 verse 9. O Israel, trust thou in the Lord.
Right. O Israel, trust thou in the Lord. Yahweh Shema Shai. That we just went over like 2 scriptures already. Trust Yahweh Shema Shai. Don't lean on to understanding, because if you do, you're a fool. So trust in Yahweh Shema Shai that if you're going through something, that He's gonna bring you through whatever you're going through. If you're catching hell on your job, you catching hell by your woman. If you're just catching hell in everyday life, put your trust in Yahweh Shema Shai and watch what He do for you.
He is their help and their shield.
See, He's their help and their shield. If you put your trust in Yahweh Shema Shai, He's going to help you through whatever situation you're going through. And He's your shield, meaning He's going to protect you, He's not going to let anything bad happen to you. Because it just right paraphrasing the scriptures tell you that the eyes of the Lord are camped around it and fear Him, So He's our shield. He's always watching over us. So put your trust in Yahweh Shema Shai.
Yeah, another one.
Yeah, Jeremiah 17:9.
Okay.
You so-called blacks, Latino Americans, start trusting in everything else, Trusting Yahweh Shema Shai. That's all He wants you to do is put your trust in Him.
Okay. This book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 9, and it reads, The heart is deceitful above all things.
Right. Your heart comes from that Hebrew word loud, once again, which means your mind. Your heart, your mind is deceitful above all things. And when you look into that word deceitful means dishonest, untrustworthy, tricky, false. So your mind is dishonest. Your mind is false. Your mind is tricky. Your mind is if I didn't say it already, dishonest. So that's why you can't lean onto your understanding. That's why you can't trust in your own mind, because it's everything that I just said. And if you trusting in your mind, knowing that your mind is false and dishonest and all that stuff, you lean into your understanding, you're gonna go off. So that's why you don't that's why you don't lean into your understanding, because your mind is deceitful. Your mind is tricky. Your mind will be playing tricks on you. So you can't lean into your own understanding of what you think is right. Because your mind is deceitful. Once again, read on Bible Show.
It's back in Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 9. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked.
Right.
Who can know it?
Right. Your mind is desperately wicked, because you have a lot of wicked thoughts in your mind. And it said who can know it, because you're not going to know it. Every wicked thought that's in your mind, what you think is right, is actually wrong. And what you think is wrong is actually right. So you can't.
Well, you gotta line up with the scriptures and what the scriptures say. Remember verse 10, it says, I the Lord search the heart, I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways, according to the fruit of his doing. So only really the Lord knows your mind, your true intentions, You might slip up on the word, but it's Yahweh Shema Shai that really knows what's in your heart, what you're really thinking. Scriptures say, which I'm gonna get it. This is this is book of Nahum, chapter Slocky. Let me get it, brothers. Be patient, Bob Shaw. This is the book of Nahum, chapter 1, and I believe verse 7. Yeah, verse 7. The Lord is good, a stronghold in the day of trouble. He knoweth them that trust in Him. So Yahweh Shema Shai knows your mind. He's the only one that really knows your mind. He knows if you really trust in Him, And all those that trust in Him, He's going to deliver. That's right. That's all I want to say. You want to precept?
Yeah, Ecclesiastes right there.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 24. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion.
Right. Many are deceived by their own vain opinion. When you look into that word deceive, it means misled or tricked. And for many are misled or tricked by their vain, meaning empty, opinion. And the opinion is something that you think is right, what you believe is right.
Exactly. Something that's not lining up with the scriptures.
So many are deceived or misled or tricked by the empty appearance of what they think is right, and that's why you can't lean onto your own understanding.
Kind of, it's like I don't mean to cut you off,
You
but you
good?
gotta seek if you got something. If you're having trouble about something, you gotta seek counsel and see if it aligns. You first and foremost, you gotta see if it lines up with the spirit and probably how about your own side. See if it lines up with the scriptures, and you gotta trust that the Lord is gonna guide your steps to where you make the right path to stay on this straight and narrow path. You know, pretty much. I'm sorry, bro. Want
No,
me
you
to read
good.
that
You
again?
good. Kind.
This is the book of Sirach 3:24. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion,
Mm-hmm.
and an evil suspicion have overthrown their judgment.
Right, and the evil suspensions have overthrown their judgment. And what's a suspension?
Suspicion.
So like a suspension. What is that? That's a thought. So many get deceived by their own vain opinion, and evil suspicions has overthrown their judgment. Evil thought has overthrown their judgment.
I don't mean to cut you off. But you might think of brothers, thinking bad about you or something. Why is this brother always doing this or that? So when it came around to ask the brother for money, you didn't give him none. That's the evil suspicion overthrowing your judgment about the brother.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a quick example.
I was gonna say kind. You
Mm.
know, you like and just read that one more time because I don't want to go off and say the wrong thing.
Yeah, you're fine. Ecclesiastes. This is the book of Ecclesiastes in Apocrypha,
Mm-hmm.
chapter 3, verse 24. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion have overthrown their judgment.
Right. So you didn't get deceived by your own thought, what you thought was right, and that same evil thought that you thought was right, then overthrew your whole judgment, meaning you was wrong about the whole situation, whatever the case may have been. And that's why you don't lean onto your own understanding. That's why you don't. That's why you trust in the Most High, because many get deceived, misled by their own thoughts or what they think is right.
Cool. You got any more?
Nah, that's it.
Alright, close this out.
Well, I hope you've been edified. It's been another GMS on the go. This is the Raleigh, North Carolina camp. Before we go any further, we want to give all honor, glory, and praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakar Kodash. Next up, double honors to the apostles and others great millstone, for teaching us this truth according to the Bible, and a double shalom to all the sincere outcomes throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth of righteousness and sincerity to the best of your abilities. Shalom.